Good afternoon, City of Indian Wells friends. Thanks for joining us today. Today we will be going over SB 1383, short-lived climate pollutants. My name is Clara Vera. I am with Burrtec, and I am your municipal marketing manager, and it is an absolute pleasure to be here with you today. And I might be a little biased. I am happy to be almost reaching my tenure in the industry, and I love what I do. And we will be talking a little bit of trash, or I should say a little bit of recycling and organics. And I hope that you find this information valuable, and happy to answer any questions at the end of our presentation. I will go ahead and load the presentation and get started. Again, thank you for your time. We value your stewardship and your commitment to City of Indian Wells sustainability programs and ensuring we keep our city clean and beautiful. We will go ahead and get started with our presentation today. California recycling laws, a presentation for the City of Indian Wells community. Today, we will have a fully packed agenda. We will move through some of these slides as they are pertaining to commercial services. However, the city is required to provide educational information on all of the different sectors that we have here in the community, and we find it very valuable to intersect our business community with our residential community, as everyone here are avid recyclers and champions of being compliant with the many California recycling laws that are in place and are currently being implemented. So we will have a welcome. We will review recycling laws. It's here, SB 1383. We will go over recycling, contamination, and in the industry, what we're calling wish cycling. I wish this was recyclable. We will go over recycling resources, and we will conclude. A little bit about our commitment to you and to our community here. Our strengths: we offer customized commercial services that are tailored to meet every business profile. We understand that every community and every business is unique, and I hope that we showcase that here in the wonderful City of Indian Wells, where we have an onset of different businesses and different resorts and hospitality and business restaurants that enjoy having the flexibility of having tailored programs to ensure that not only are they compliant with the programs, but also reporting to the city that they are using the programs. Our goal today and always is to not only provide waste and recycling services, we want to encourage every community member to be environmental stewards of the communities where we live, work, and play. Our opportunities: we understand our communities are being faced with state diversion mandates, and we are dedicated to meeting each milestone and program together. Thank you for your patience, and we are looking forward to implementing one of California's most epic recycling legislations in the last 30 years. A little bit about Burrtec, a little bit about who we are. Burrtec Waste Industries, Inc. and its sister company in EDCO Disposal Corporation. So if you're ever in the San Diego area, Santa Clarita, Northern California areas, you may be familiar with EDCO. That is our sister company. Burrtec Waste Industries, Inc. comprises the largest privately held solid waste company in California. Originally started in 1955, the company is still family owned and operated by the Burrs. For over 65 years, Burrtec has consistently provided excellence in service and satisfaction with strong loyalty to the communities in which we serve. And these are real pictures of Cole and his dad, Ed Burr, with the first trash trucks, and they're so nostalgic and iconic to who we are, and it really showcases their commitment and their on-site commitment to not only us as employees, but the communities that we serve. I hope that everybody enjoys calling our customer service center. We are one of the very few utility companies who who has local customer service reps who are always happy and willing to answer your questions and provide the services and programs. Recycling and state agencies. This for me is one of the most important slides as we continue our webinar journey, and it provides an overview of the layers in our reporting on the state, the city, and Burrtec and the community. And that is why we're here today. This slide will represent the different levels and the different constituents and different stakeholders as we are monitored and as the city is required to provide certain services and programs under regulations and laws. CalRecycle. You may have heard of CalRecycle. CalRecycle is our Department of Environmental Resources agency. They enforce, they monitor, and they inspect special districts, jurisdictions like the city of Indian Wells, and they mandate any legislations that are pertaining to environmental programs. Thus, SB 1383, the reason why we're here today, is mandated by CalRecycle, and they enforce and they monitor the city of Indian Wells to be able to provide and to be compliant. The city of Indian Wells is our jurisdiction. The jurisdiction provides reporting and compliance updates to the city as required by many of these legislations. The city of Indian Wells is required to provide the mandated regulations such as waste, recycling, and now organics, and many of the other sustainable programs that are provided to you on behalf of the city of Indian Wells, which really ensures that they are compliant with the mandate that is being inspected and enforced and monitored by our state agency, CalRecycle. They are similar to the Department of Forestry, the Department of Corrections, Department of DMV, very similar in level in how they monitor us. For us, they monitor all of our environmental items. City of Indian Wells is required to provide services and programs to the residents and to the businesses in which they serve. Burrtec Waste and Recycling Services is the third party, so to speak, entity that provides the services and the programs to the city of Indian Wells that then reports up to the state. We are here to carry out SB 1383 along with all of the onset of legislations that you may have heard or you may not have heard. Luckily for us, our commercial sector in the city of Indian Wells is an outstanding partner to the city and to the residents in naturally being stewards of the services for organics and recycling for many, many years. And that is the reason why I feel this slide is the most important, so that you understand the different layers and the different onsets of how we are required to provide the programs, to monitor the programs, and to report up to the programs. Recycling laws for business. We will sweep through these fairly swiftly here. If there's any questions, happy to answer those later. My contact information is also at the very end. Happy to review those items with you or enjoy a cup of coffee at Indian Wells Coffee House. Recycling laws for business. AB 341 was passed in 2012. What this state law said is that if you're a business and you're providing 4 cubic yards or more of commercial solid waste, you are required to provide recycling program to your business. In addition to this law, it kicked off a statewide goal of 75% disposal reduction by the year 2020. Later on, I will share with you where we're currently at as far as our state diversion. So to wrap it up, AB 341, it requires you to have a commercial recycling program with a pretty blue bin that recycles cardboard, plastics, jugs, glass, and those materials. AB 1826 similarly passed a couple years after AB 341, and AB 1826 generally said, if you are a business and you have waste and you have recycling, you are required to have an organics program in place. There are some caveats to AB 1826 that allows for the jurisdiction to provide waiver programs to some businesses, such as maybe a nail shop or a auto body shop who may not produce the 20 gallons or more or organic. The pictures that you're seeing here are the before and after. That is a live shot of our commercial food program, and that is exactly what we want our food program to look like. Clean food, and then in the back there is what you see is the end product, which is our compost. Another law that was enacted from AB 341 and AB 1826, how many of us have gone to Costco or to a Chipotle or to a pizza place where they have the 3 receptacles in the front of the house? This law is mainly pertaining to those businesses who require constituents to come in, purchase the items, and sit themselves down. If they were a restaurant, they already would have a program based on AB 1826, which we discussed in our last slide, which would require back of the house recycling and organics. The big item here is that most of us, when we see these 3 cards, if you ever take a moment to really look into this 3 program here, most of the time they are contaminated and there's trash in all 3 of the barrels. This program is only as good as the participants and the items that we are putting into the labeled containers. For example, Panera is very popular in kicking off this program where they have the 3 container system. So again, here, when you take some time to go to one of your favorite front of house restaurants where you're grabbing something easy, quick to dine, please make sure that you take a moment to reflect on what item goes into the container that is labeled and available to you. The moment we have all been waiting for, SB 1383, which is short for short-lived climate pollutants. And again, it's one of California's most epic legislations passed in the last 30 years. And in a snapshot, I'll describe what SB 1383 is. Please keep in mind that the city of Indian Wells is required to provide an suite of different deliverables that are required under the article of the SB 1383. For our purposes here, because we value your time, we will focus on the residential portion of SB 1383. And what is SB 1383? California intends to decrease greenhouse gas emissions and slow the effects of climate change by reducing the amount of organic waste sent to landfills. Why is it important? Each year, Californians dump organic waste like food scraps and landscaping into landfills. This waste makes up half of the materials put into landfills, thus causing the climate impacts. Landfill organic waste, rather than composting it, creates 20% of California's methane emissions. Methane is a climate super pollutant, and it is 84 times more potent than carbon dioxide. Who does it impact? Who has to comply with SB 1383? Businesses, residents, jurisdictions, schools, and special districts. Please note that the law does allow for the first 2 years to educate the community and to establish programs. And we are in our first year of that 2-year window. If I will send this link out through the city, there is a really wonderful video that sometimes plays and sometimes doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that video here and move right along into short-lived climate pollutants. So in September 2016, Governor Brown signed into law SB 1383. Again, it is establishing methane emission reduction targets. This law is a statewide effort to reduce emissions of short-lived climate pollutants in various sectors of California's economy. Please note that every jurisdiction, special district, school district is required to implement SB 1383 across the state of California. Senate Bill 1383 requires that state to reduce organic waste disposal by 75% and increase edible food recovery by 20% by 2025. Overall, SB 1383 was created to help with the raising sea levels, reduce snowpack, wildfires, drought, and heat waves. It is said that California is already experiencing the effects of climate change. Put a timeline together here for everybody on this call today to kind of put it into perspective how grand this implementation is and why you're seeing all of this. So it was adopted in 2016. However, the law was ratified and updated at the very end of 2021, leaving jurisdictions only 2022 to really implement the programs that were redefined in that caveat period. You see the star here, and it is 42%. We are currently, as a state, diverting 42% of our waste from landfills. Keep in mind that the statewide goal is 75% by 2025. And we're required to increase the amount of edible food that is being sent to landfills, and this pertains only to the commercial sector. However, if you're a resident and you donate your canned foods, thank you for doing that. They are also required to help meet this 75% diversion goal. So we are currently at 42% as a state. In a synopsis, SB 1383, it is aimed to reduce the landfill waste and pollution. It is aimed to divert new organic materials into like compost and mulch, which we are very happy to announce that we have Edom Hill compost facility that is now open in addition to our Coachella Valley compost. And we are truly unique in the Valley in that we see our organic matter in a full circle mechanism. What does that mean? That means that all the food from the farms that we get to enjoy from the Coachella Valley and that we intake and that we make our foods and that we enjoy, all of your food scraps and your food waste that we are collecting, we are actually taking to Coachella Valley compost or Edom Hill compost, and we turn it into compost and mulch, which you're now seeing throughout the cities, and you also see it being turned into new fruits and vegetables with all of our partners in our Eastern Coachella Valley. It is also aimed to help us rescue food and feed Californians in need. It is also aimed to fight California's climate crisis. SB 1383 implementation. So here in a nutshell is really what we're looking at. Most of my friends on this call, I hope that you have received your letter with the what to expect flyer and the take me stickers. This gives us a synopsis of the next steps and what to look forward to. In 2022, the city and Burrtec finalized our services and programs to ensure that we would implement a smooth implementation and provide the utmost best programs and services that are rendered out of SB 1383. Education and outreach began in 2021 with 2022 educational webinars outreach, including HOA and property managers. And rest assured, we are currently meeting with your HOA property managers to discuss the next steps, answer any questions, leave resources with them. We're also providing property manager toolkits for all of the property managers to easily share the information to communicate those variables and implementation next steps to you, our residents, as we journey through implementation of SB 1383. February 2023, fast forward, residents have received that letter, the Take Me label. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, and the What to Expect flyer. Please take a moment to look at your mail, look through the flyer, enjoy the resources on the City of Indian Wells website, look at some of the videos, share those with your friends who are visiting in town or anybody that you might find that will have value to those educational components. Through March, beginning in March through April, we will be delivering residents an organics program equipment, and it'll include a new program flyer to help you get acclimated with the new colors. And it'll also include a welcome kit, which the City of Indian Wells has also provided a kickoff starter roll of bio bags for each residential home. So please enjoy them, enjoy the bio bags. We'll talk a little bit later about what kind of bags I can use, what kind of bags we can't use, and absolutely answer any questions that are available to you. What will my program look like? One of the articles written in SB 1383, it requires that the state as a whole has a uniform and standardized program that, let's say, for example, I am visiting my cousins in Glendale, and I am graciously going to help them clean up after a party. I will automatically know that the blue is for recycling, the gray is for trash, and the green is for organics. This is what your new set of equipment will look like. We will be dropping off the 64-gallon containers in the recycle and the trash, and the 35 in the green waste. Upon your deliverables, you're more than welcome to please start using your equipment with all of the valuable educational resources. You will also receive a welcome kit and a welcome pail that you may use in your kitchen and place wherever it's convenient to you. We are asking that your organic matter, which is your food scraps and your food waste, is bagged or lined or contained and placed into your organics barrel. The article also requires the jurisdictions to provide labels with pictures on each one of our equipment, which you will find upon deliverables of your new equipment. We also welcome residents to come and visit City Hall, where we have a showcase sample of the 3-cart system that provides a little bit more information should you want to take a look at what those containers look like. Do you have old customer-owned equipment that you would like for us to pick up? You should have received a Take Me label inside of your notice along with your What to Expect flyer. It looks similar to this. Please feel free to cut this in half and place it on your old equipment that you would like our operational implementation team on the day that they come and switch out your service to take your old customer container equipment. Should you want to keep it, we are asking that you please take your containers and provide them in a place where it's not in your usual place, where we come and pick up your trash, recycling, and organics. There's also Take Me labels being distributed to HOA property managers, and there are also Take Me labels here at City Hall for your convenience. So what is organic waste? Food waste is food scraps, uneaten or partially eaten foods, bones, eggshell, coffee grounds, tea bags. You see a sample here of all of the items that we're requesting to be contained and to placed along with your green waste material: soiled paper, cardboard, greasy pizza boxes, paper napkins, towels, plates. As long as they don't have that gloss line on those paper plates, we are happy to take those. Green waste, landscape pruning, leaves and lawn and trimmings. Most of our cities enjoy beautiful landscaping that is already being diverted by our landscapers at one of the permitted facilities in the Coachella Valley. Contamination, wish cycling. So this is what we're calling in the industry items that we wish were recyclable, but are generally not supposed to be in your recycling container. Contamination refers to the act of recycling things that we wish could be recycled, even though they cannot. Recycling right. In general, your recyclables should look like the picture in the blue crate. They should be clean, dry, paper, tin, foil, jugs, tins from your canned goods, glass, aluminum, paper, cardboard, Tetra Paks. Those are the items. The picture up on the top is an actual picture of a recycling load that has been fully contaminated with food, non-recyclable items, and your recyclables should look like the container in the blue. In general, please keep your recyclables free, and also keep them free of liquids, ooey gooey and chewy items. Wish cycling is one of those items in the industry that has been happening for some years. You may have heard of the China sword enactment that came through about 6 years ago, that we were sending all of our third commodity items to China, and China started to reject our recyclable loads because we were sending such high contamination in trash. And thus, that is why we are saying, please keep your recyclables free of liquids, ooey gooey and chewy items. Top wish cycled items. Believe it or not, I see vacuums in our residential recycling containers. I see mini blinds in our recycling containers. I see strollers in our recycling containers. I see toys, I see toilets, perhaps from a remod that had happened at a home. If any of these items are in good condition, Habitat for Humanity Remodel Store has a great program where they will take your items, or we have an ensuite of wonderful secondhand thrift shops throughout the valley that have a wonderful need for these items if they are in working condition. If you have some of these items that are large and bulky, you are also welcome to take advantage of our free bulky item by giving us a call, and we will pick up those bulky items. Recycling continued in our green waste cart. These are actual pictures of renditions of loads and residential carts filled with items that are not organic green waste or lined food material. As you can see on the picture on the right, we had a load that was picked up where a lot of our friends in the jurisdictions will place their excess trash at the bottom of the container, and then on top of the trash, or on top of the items, they will place all of the green waste, and this is a result of that item. Please ensure that you are looking at your educational material to ensure that green waste cart has landscaping, food scrap, food waste materials in it only. Food scraps. I get a lot of questions about what food scraps are, what food waste looks like, and what are samples of food waste or food scraps. On the right-hand side, this is an actual picture of me making chicken soup on one evening, and these are all the renderings from the items that I prepared my chicken soup from. Obviously, the banana is from me snacking while I'm cooking, and the bean sprouts were an elusive portion of me that I wanted to put bean sprouts in a sandwich, and they went bad, and thus that's why they are in this pile here. You have onion peels, garlic peels, shallot peels, cilantro ends, celery ends, potato peels, cooked onions. All of these items are considered food scraps. In the top container, you see a lined pail with celery bits, eggshells, tea bags, coffee grounds. Those are the items that we're asking all of our friends to help us place clean and contained items in your almost there green container that will be arriving. The bottom picture to the left is food waste. This is a picture of me at a restaurant where I didn't finish my food, and I thought this is a perfect opportunity to share with you what food waste looks like. And that is the leftover food on a plate that the restaurant will take and put into their green waste commercial program. A couple of tips for you: split a dinner with your guests, say yes to doggy bags. It is said by Harvard School of Public Health that wasted food has far-reaching effects both nationally and globally. In the US, up to 40% of all food produced goes uneaten, and about 95% of discarded food ends up in the landfills. Hence, SB 1383, short-lived life pollutants, where we're trying to divert green and organic matter from going into the landfills. It is the largest component of municipal solid waste at 21%. A little bit more about contamination. I would not be doing a service to our dear residents that are on the call today and our drivers that are driving these miraculous vehicles in your city. Please help us keep you and our community and our drivers safe by properly disposing of hazardous items. Thank you, Indian Wells, for participating in your HHW program. Placing items such as batteries, pool cleaning materials, hot barbecue coals causes fires. So when you see a trash truck on fire, it's actually the trash debris that have been contaminated with one of these variables or something else. These are the high contaminant variables that we have found to be the triggers of trash truck debris fires. If you have any of those items, please continue to use your HHW service, and we will happy to pick up those items. Cool your hot barbecue coals down until they are cool and ready to be thrown into your trash. Recycling resources. We are in one of two presentations today. I hope that you will join us and spread the word of our live presentation where we'll do live food scrapping demos. We'll be giving away free compost, discussing the programs in a little bit more detail at our live presentation on March 22nd here at City Hall. Here is an ensuite of the available resources to you on City of Indian Wells website, also on Burrtec's website, and also we are dropping off these property manager toolkits for your HOAs to email them to you to provide you that additional set of resources to help you become excellent environmental stewards of this new organics recycling program. And I'll share a true story. As I walk the walk and talk the talk, or talk the talk and walk the walk, the other day I had a very long day and I had that thought, what's for dinner? Where should we go? Versus what do I have in my fridge to make for dinner? The last picture that you're seeing here is me actually going home and looking in my pantry and looking in my refrigerator for items that were still in really good shape and just required for me to have a little espresso to get things going. So I had some pasta, some cherry tomatoes, and some pesto. I'm a big pesto fan. Boiled the pasta, chopped up the garlic, the shallots, and the cherry tomatoes, pesto, and I had some delicious pesto to share with my family, thus saving a trip to the restaurant where I actually saved some money and ensured that I wasn't going to be throwing away any of these materials that were still in really good shape. With that, thank you for keeping Indian Wells clean and beautiful. We hope that you found this webinar to be resourceful, to be educated, and to provide a glimpse of what's coming up ahead. And I'd be happy to take a few questions. Hi, Gail. Welcome to our webinar.
Hi, I was wondering, we have trash closets with a limited size for the 2 cans. And how do we fit 3 cans in there?
Yes, we are reaching out to some of the communities that we've identified that have possible space constraints. There will be 2 options that'll be provided to you. We are working closely with your HOA. Do you happen to know what your HOA name is?
Roadrunner.
Roadrunner. We would be happy to touch base with them. We are working with the property managers on site to ensure that we can provide. We do have smaller options for some of those space constraints areas, as well as a centralized program that may be considered. I hope that answered your question, Gail.
Not sure. Okay.
We will be reaching out to the Roadrunner and all of the HOAs that we've identified. Inevitable, you do need to have a 3 program pass, which is waste, recycling, and organics. If we find that your closet spaces, which is unique out here in the Valley, which we've had a few jurisdictions that do have that modified closet space, we will be working with you to ensure that we provide some form of rendition of the 3-part program.
Okay.
Thank you, Gail. And I have 1+ DE2118.
I don't know, that may be me, Tim.
Hi, Tim. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, my question is, when do we put the take me signs on those cans? If I go out today and put them on there, when do you time taking those away and putting the new ones in?
Yeah, continue to use your program as a standard practice, just like you would any other day. If you have your Take Me label, we are going to have an implementation team that will be sweeping through the community from March to April. When it's your time for Be Removables, a cart will empty out your full customer-owned containers. We will remove them. We will provide you the new containers, and that's when you can rest assured that we take away your customer-owned containers. So continue to use those as normally so. When we arrive, you will know because your containers will be removed and our new equipment will arrive. I hope that answered your question.
No, my question, well, I understand that. I'm just looking at, so I can just put those take me stickers on at any time and be assured that, because I don't want to not put them on and and be stuck with keeping the old one. So I just put those on, and when you're ready, you'll come and take them away, right? Is that it?
That is correct. So continue to use them through the March and April period. We will come through as normal on service day, and we will collect those items, dispose of the items in your customer contained equipment, remove those items on the day that is of your deliverables, and then you'll have your new carts.
Okay.
Thank
That's all I
you.
have.
I have, I believe, Marcus.
Yes,
Hi, Marcus. Thank you for joining our call.
containers we're going to receive are open, they're not closed containers. That is for collecting the food trash in the house. Is there going to be an odor problem?
So I think what I heard was that the question is, will there be an odor problem for the food that you're now going to be required to place in the green container? Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yes. So we'll keep in mind that you're currently throwing away your food in your trash container. All this law is stating is that you're going to take it from your trash container into your green container. And in general, I have been here 3 summers and we have not had that type of challenge with the food in the commercial grade containers. And we have rolled it out and we're still not continuing to have any challenges with odor. So you're currently already disposing of your food waste into your trash container these days. All this law is saying is that we want you to put it in a green container and we'll come and pick it up as normal process and take it away.
okay.
Thank you. We have Jolie. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Clara, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Jolie. Thanks for joining us.
Great, thanks for this presentation. I live in, or I have a unit in an Indian Wells Country Club where we have very small closets and we have the smallest toters that Burrtec provides. We've got recycle toters and trash toters. And my understanding through this process is that we'll get new toters. Can you clarify? Originally, you had said we were going to get really large toters, but for those of us who only have the little tiny ones, is Burrtec going to come and swap out all of the toters, the trash, the recycle, and the organics, or only swap out, one of the trash for one of the organics? And then I have a second question when we're done with this one.
Yeah, so for your first question, Jolie, we will match. If you are in a space constrained area,
Yeah.
we will match your same size units to what you have. If we have identified yours, because there's a lot of different units within Indian Wells Country Club is what we're finding. Yeah. We have already reached out to your property manager and discussed some of the options. So stay tuned for a possible change if you are one of those. If not, yes, we will match the same units. Again, the goal is to really implement this citywide. And as we have these discoverables, we will work with your community to ensure that you have the three pass program.
Okay, thank you. And then my second question was, you mentioned that you were going to talk about bio bags, but I don't remember hearing that discussion. And how are we going to get is it going to be like a countertop collector
Yeah.
Some of us don't actually live there full time. So I'm curious how that's going to be delivered. Does it just go to the front door? Or do we have to go pick it up? Thank you.
You're welcome, Julie. That's a great question. And yes, thank you for paying attention. You're right. I was hoping somebody would bring that up, Jolie. Thank you. So yes, so the bio bags will be included. You will get a roll of 25 that the city has outstandingly provided to all of the households here in the city of Indian Wells. And that will be provided with a kitchen countertop pail that it will include welcome to your new program guide and how to use your kitchen pail and some tips. It will be delivered in the same place that we normally pick up your trash.
Okay, and then with the bio bags, are we permitted to just go on Amazon and buy more bio bags, or is there a very specific type of approved bio bag that you require?
No, there is not an approved bio bag. You don't need to use bio bags, my friends. You could use your, let's say that when Sprouts opens up here, we hope very, very soon. We love Sprouts. Welcome Sprouts to the city of Indian Wells. Let's just say that you're picking up some tomatoes, some apples, some oranges, and some shallots. You are naturally going to either have a reusable vegetable bag, or you're going to use the store provided bags. You are welcome to use those, and I will let you know that those vegetable fruit bags that are provided in the grocery stores, you can absolutely use those. Burrtec has invested its capital equipment in purchasing a Thor separator. All we are asking is that the organic matter is contained. You're welcome to use paper bags, newspaper to line your items. You're welcome to reuse a bag of Hawaiian rolls that you used a whole pack, maybe during Thanksgiving where they have that extended 24 pack. But you're absolutely, you are permitted to use anything. We welcome you to reuse the plastic bags that are in your grocery store, or if you would like, visit your local favorite store and purchase that. That 3-gallon is really the size that we're seeing that fits within that kitchen pail kit. But absolutely, Jolie, great questions. We hope that you enjoy the starter kickoff pack that the city of Indian Wells has provided to all of the residents, and there's no need to worry about purchasing anything in specific unless you want to. This program is for you to enjoy, for you to acclimate, and for you to naturally become a steward within your own home, which will work for you in whatever those parameters look like. I hope that answered your question, Jolie.
Yep, I'm good. Thanks, Clara.
You're welcome, Jolie. Thank you for joining. I have Maureen Johnson. Welcome. Hi, Maureen.
Can you hear me?
Absolutely, I can hear you. Welcome.
Hi, okay, thank you. My question, we watched your explanation and we understand.
Thank
Our
you.
question is, we do our own landscaping, and so we have quite a bit of green waste every week, trimmings and everything from the plants. What do we do when there are more of that than would fit in that one barrel?
You're welcome to call our customer service center and order additional equipment. You're welcome to do that, or you could store the material until maybe the next week when you're not doing so much landscaping or pruning. But absolutely, you will be delivered a program. And if you say, hey, you know what, I need something larger every week, you're welcome to call us and we will make those changes to your account and we will deliver a larger green waste for you.
Okay, so thank you very much. Would you take more than one green waste can each week, or you just prefer one big one?
It's really up to you, Maureen, whatever works best for you in your home. We are welcome to pick up whatever you have signed up for on your program. We welcome the diversion and the clean organic matter. I think, landscape pruning in your home might vary from time to time. You would just need to order the equipment and keep it at that level throughout the year, unless you wanted to make a change, and then we would make an adjustment. But absolutely, Maureen, if you wanted 2 green waste barrels, you're welcome to have those. Our goal with this implementation is to get the city compliant to, kick off this SB 1383. And with that said, to implement a citywide program like this, we really need to roll out a standard program, but we are welcoming everybody to give us a call and make those changes to what's best for your home.
Thank you so much. That was very helpful.
You're welcome, Maureen. Have a good afternoon. I have Martin. Welcome, Martin.
Hi there.
Hi, Martin.
Thanks for calling me. I'm not sure how many people are on. Can you tell us?
I would have to switch my screens here. The last time I checked, we were a little bit over 30.
Nice.
welcome.
So several questions. I'm sorry, I apologize. I had some technical difficulties, so I came in towards the end of this.
That's okay.
And so I'm wondering if there's a way that if there's not too many people on, you can recap and explain again. And I have some follow-up questions.
Absolutely, Martin. I will streamline this in a nutshell here. From beginning March through April, we will be delivering a state mandated program, which is waste, recycling, and organics. It's a standardized colored system that the state is requiring us to implement, or requiring the city to provide to its residents, and Burrtec is the provider of that program. And over the next 2 months, you will be provided a new waste, recycling, and green waste container. The city of Indian Wells will also be providing you a welcome kit that includes a kitchen countertop with a how to use your kitchen pail guide, a roll of bio bag liners for that, and a welcome to your new program flyer. You should have received by now a notice in the mail that kind of describes the next steps, in addition to a what to expect flyer. We have videos available for you on the City of Indian Wells' website, also on Burrtec's website, and we are asking all of our friends in Indian Wells to please contain their organic material. Organic material in a nutshell is your food, your food waste, and items like a tea bag. So we are asking everybody to contain the material and place it into their green waste carts. Your deliverables will be provided in the same location as when we pick up your normal items. I hope that was able to provide a snapshot view. This will be available for you if you wanted to take some time. And I'm also happy to set up some time if you wanted to chat a little bit offline about the program.
Well, about the bins, how many bins are you providing now?
So we will provide a 3-pass system: waste, recycling, and organics. We will match the same level of services that you currently have, Martin, in your home.
Waste is non-organic and non-paper items, I suppose.
Yeah, that is correct.
So more plastics. That would be in that bin.
So plastics 1 through 7, we accept in our recycling container.
Right. Oh, okay. So waste then would be something different.
Yeah, waste would be like maybe your waste from your bathrooms, or waste, from when you're opening up a package that you just purchased and there's a plastic film on there. Maybe you blew your nose and you have some used tissue. Waste is diapers. Waste is dog poo-poo. Those are the items that we would consider waste.
So you're going to provide us 3 different colored rolling trash cans.
That is correct.
Okay, and then the ones that we have now, the bins, you are offering us to keep them, or you're going to take them?
So great question. If you have so in the city of Indian Wells, depending on your home, throughout the last few decades, there are some residents who have customer-owned equipment. By that, I mean something that you would buy at Lowe's, something that you would buy at Home Depot, generally like the Brute containers with the 2 handles on the side, anything that you would have purchased on your own. We as Burrtec in the city, as a program to you, we are offering to take that away if you would like. You are welcome to keep your customer-owned containers. All we're asking is that you separate them from the areas where we generally pick up your trash.
And then you said when we pack up our organics, you will separate them out at your facilities?
That is correct.
Okay. And is there an opt-out provision for any resident that chooses to?
Unfortunately, Martin, there is not. The state requires that all jurisdictions provide waste, recycling, and organics.
No. It's not my question. I understand that. It's statewide and it's been in place for a long time. It got delayed because of COVID. But I'm asking in Palm Springs, for example, they have residents that can opt out of recycling certain things because they themselves recycle on their own.
I'm not familiar with the city of Palm Springs. We don't offer services to them, and I'm not familiar with their code and regulations. At this time, we are requiring for everybody to use the waste and recycling organics upon deliverable.
No, I understand that, and everyone should. I wasn't asking that, but some of the items, I'll follow up with you separately after I
Yeah,
get you the
absolutely.
information.
I'm absolutely happy to do that. And then I could share with you our Recycle This flyer that gives you a general idea of all of the recyclables and the numbers on them that we're accepting in our loads.
1 through 7. I understand what those are.
I hope that I was able to recap the questions and get this going. That my information is on there, and I'd be happy to set up some time with you and learn more about your questions and how I can help.
Very kind. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Martin. Have a good afternoon. Let's see. We have P. McKinley.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Thank you for joining our call.
Thank you for your presentation. It was very informative. My question is maybe more a little complex. We're in a condo association, and we have trash areas where there are multiple trash bins where multiple families deposit their recyclables and their trash, and obviously now the organics. So, and this is a person earlier mentioned some issues with odor. As a resident here, I'm very concerned since we only have trash pickup once a week that will have an organics pail or several that are full of organic material that are sitting there for 4, 5, 6, 7 days before trash pickup. And I'm very concerned about odor, particularly as we warm up, and particularly, of course, in the summer months. It's not as crowded here, but even still, with organics steaming in those pails for days at a time. So this is something that concerns me as a resident, and I live near one of the community trash areas. So I'm wondering how we're going to address this so that it doesn't become a huge odor problem, B, a potential problem with rodents and all kinds of situations along that line. Has Burrtec considered how we're going to handle these trash areas where there are multiple families that use one trash area?
That is correct. Thank you for your concerns. They're valid concerns. We're hearing them across the state. At a little bit of just, if we take a couple steps back, we are already throwing away our food waste into our trash containers. And we have also been picking up commercial level.
718-252-1607.
What? Someone else is still
I guess I'm not muted. I thought you guys mute me.
Oh, sorry, Martin. Miss McKinley, can you hear me?
Unmute. Can you hear me? Yeah,
Hi,
there's,
Miss McKinley, can you hear me now?
yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you
Yes.
for working through that little technical glimpse, but absolutely, we have been picking up commercial level tonnages in the valley for several years now through the heat, and I can assure you that we have not had any complaints, and I have been here 3 years monitoring that level of organic matter in 120 plus heat. Our containers are durable. And again, we are already putting all of that food waste into your trash containers. SB 1383 is just telling us, hey, we're going from one color bin to the other. We are happy to work with your community on that centralized program and monitor it and review it and work with you. And absolutely, we are hearing this concern across the valley for sure, because we are in a hot temper valley, but we also are hearing it throughout the state. And if we have not had that level of insect or rodent problem or smell problem, then again, we're just taking your food waste from one commodity over to the other.
I understand. And again, I'm not going to, beat the horse dead, but, now we're really confining all of this organic into pails, huge number of pails, 2 pails, 1 pail, whatever it may be. That's a large amount all in one place. So I reserve my issue about the odor. That may come up again because of, being in a multi-family community where we have, and my husband is here listening and he would like to ask you also.
Yeah. When I was president of our HOA about 7 years ago, we bought about $7,000 or $8,000 worth of Burrtec containers, the gray ones and the blue ones. And now you're saying you're going to take those away and replace them with what?
I'm not familiar with what exactly your community has, sir. I apologize.
Gray and
We have
gray and
gray
burgundy.
trash containers and
And-
blue recycle containers that I bought from Burrtec 7 or 8 years ago. I was required, to buy them. You didn't supply them, and now you're saying you're going to take them away.
They're gray, recycle, and burgundy trash. That's
Yeah.
what we have.
So your gray will become your new trash, and your burgundy will be removed as required by the state color guidelines, and we will be taking those away. So you will keep your gray and it'll be transitioned into trash. You will receive a new blue for your recycling and a new green for your organics.
And Burrtec and or the city provides them then, is what we're.
That is correct, yes.
New green, okay. Thank you, Clara.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for your questions, and I hope you guys also have a good afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Let's see, we have Jolie.
Yep, it's me again. Sorry.
Hey, Jolie, no, that's okay. The more
I
the
could-
merrier.
I was the one who asked the question about the bio bags, and you said that pretty much any little grocery bag, fruit and veg bag that you get at the grocery, you could use your bread bag, whatever. I get that, for the bin inside your kitchen, and then you take it and you drop it outside in your green container. The question is, and this might answer the question for a lot of people who are concerned about smells and stuff, whatever. Can we also put in the green toters that are outside? Can we put kitchen bags or garbage bags in there to keep those bins clean?
You mean like you want to contain your green waste and you want to?
Yeah. Yeah,
we're-
like if I
we're-
take my potato peels from my kitchen and I just walk them out to the garage and dump them in the toter, the Burrtec provided green toter, instead of just dumping them into an empty toter, does Burrtec allow us to use a kitchen trash bag or a garbage bag to line that toter and put the waste in there?
Yes, absolutely. So thanks for the clarification, Jolie. Let me walk, this is a great question, and I'm glad that we're getting a chance to recapture this particular portion of, you know, your home and how that will work. So yes, so the kitchen pail will actually stay, the kitchen pail, the countertop size pail that you will be receiving is for your home inside. Now, if you want to carry the pail with you to the green waste container to emptying out the contents, you're absolutely welcome to do so. And yes, Jolie, to piggyback on your question or your comment in reference to that, yes, we are asking that your food is contained, lined in a bag, and placed into the green waste container.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, so thank you, and thank you for letting me rerun that. So yes, so your kitchen pails will not be placed outside where your normal containers will be. Your kitchen pail is really a welcome kit provided by the city of Indian Wells to help you kind of kick off your program in your kitchen space and what that looks like. You can use the pail, you can line the pail. You know, I happen to use a really neat, you know, salad bowl that I have that I just love because it works, because I chop, drop, chop, drop. But absolutely, everybody is welcome to use a kitchen pail at their disclosure, at their convenience, at their comfort. And yes, we are asking everyone to please line, bag your food waste and place it into the green waste container. And yes, it will keep your container cleaner. It will keep things contained, and we will still be there a week later to come by and say hello and pick up that matter.
Okay, terrific. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Jolie. I think we have time for one more question, and that is Lori.
Hi.
Hi, Lori.
This has been very interesting. I just had one question. I understand we have very small garbage rooms. And if they are small containers, I'm sure they could get 2 in there. So what happens to the third one? And we also have a landscaper who takes care of all of the grass and that kind of thing. I'm not sure we even need a big, you know, green tote.
Yeah, absolutely. So what community are you in?
We're in Sandpiper.
Okay, so we are
Indian Wells Country Club.
So we are working with Sandpiper community directly with the property management team there to address the closet concerns. So at any point, just stay tuned on what your program will look like. And so we are working with them to identify what level of space constraints we have, and if we need to make some accommodations or restructuring to what that 3-part program will look like. Inevitably, you are required to have some sort of waste recycling and organics, and we are actually working with Sandpiper closely to ensure that we visit, that we measure the closets, and ensure that we roll out a program that everybody can be comfortable, happy, and would be happy to store in their current locations.
Okay, just a real small follow-up. Right now, the gentlemen come and pick up the garbage from the rooms and the recycling from the garbage rooms. Are they going to continue to do it that way?
Absolutely. We are going to continue that remarkable and streamlined service to all of our City of Indian Wells friends.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. You have a great afternoon too. Well, thank you everybody for your questions in our conversation today. I do welcome everybody to come on March 22nd here at City Hall, where we will be doing a live demonstration. I will have an ensuite samples of liners that you can view and feel and get acquainted with. We'll go into a little bit more in depth about the implementation deliverables and what that looks like. And then we'll also do a live food scrap demo that has been celebrated. So I hear, you know, maybe this time around we'll make a fruit salad or maybe a chopped salad that everybody can enjoy. And you can get a glimpse of some of the ingredients that I get to use and what my sample kitchen looks like here in City Hall. So thank you everybody for spending your afternoon. We know it's a very beautiful day, and I hope that everybody gets to enjoy the beautiful, beautiful community of the city of Indian Wells, and enjoy your afternoon. Thank you, everybody, for your time, and thank you for your patience as we implement.
We're gonna have some big, thing somewhere, right?
As we
I don't know.
implement one of California's most epic and aggressive recycling legislations in the last 30 years. With that said, thank you, City of Indian Wells, for hosting this seminar. Thank you, everybody, and have a great afternoon.